Hey, what up? It's Brad with Home Love Construction, and in this video I want to talk you through the top 5 features that you should add to your kitchen when you're remodeling it. We get to see a ton of kitchen renovations, and we get to get exposed to a lot of like the latest greatest things and what's going on with cabinetry and faucets and dishwashers and ranges and all tile and all the different stuff. And so what I wanted to kind of bring together for you here in this video is what I see as the top 5 features that you should add to your kitchen. Maybe you don't do all 5 of them, but maybe you're like, man, number 2 and number 4, fire. So here they are, the top 5 things to add to your kitchen during a renovation. I'm gonna start with the bottom. Number 5 is a pot filler. If you don't know what a pot filler is, we'll throw a picture up. It's essentially a faucet that's on your stove. So where your cooktop is, in the wall, there's actually a faucet that you pull out and you can fill a pot that's on the stove. So if you do cooking, and if you cook in large stock pots, or you brew, or you do broth, or if you brew at home and you need to boil a lot of water, this is incredibly useful. If you're like me and you don't have a pot filler, shame on me for not having it. I have to go and fill it up, and also I want the filtered water, right, from my fridge, so I go and like fill up a big cup and pour it in the pot, and a big cup and pour it in the pot. Whereas I could actually just have a direct line and put a water filtration system on my house and then just turn it on, boom, I have full water flow in. It takes a couple seconds to fill the pot, turn it off, push it back to the wall, and I'm doing my thing. It makes, if you do cooking, like if you do pasta, boiling water, like making broths, all that kind of stuff, it makes cooking so much faster. I mean, like frankly, that's the biggest benefit of it, is it just cuts down time and it makes like cooking big meals so much easier. One of my family members has it, and she does a lot of cooking in her house and a lot of entertaining, and she absolutely loves it. I know that just for me, I cook a lot of gluten-free pasta, admittedly, and I wish that I had one. Every time I have to do it and like walk over to the fridge and get the filtered water and pour it in, it's just a pain. So a pot filler is a huge benefit to your kitchen. That's number 5. Number 4 is a mixing stand. So if you don't know what a mixing stand is, it's actually something that, it's a mechanism that you put inside a cabinet. So you do have to have a little bit of space in your kitchen to do this, because you sacrifice an entire box in order to do this. So in the actual base cabinet, there's a thing that you pull out, there's a mechanism that you pull out, and we'll show a picture of this so you can see it. But you literally have now a mixing stand that you can leave a mixer on, or a blender, or whatever you need, and it folds down into the cabinet, and you, with just a pull of a handle, you open the door, boop, pull it up, and your mixer is right there, bam, set up, ready to mix. Doing that in combination with an outlet inside the cabinet, you can leave the mixer or blender plugged in. You just pull it out, boom, it locks in, it's set up, it's nice and sturdy. It has a big like metal mechanism. You take maybe your blender off, you add all your ingredients, whatever, blah, 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 blend it, boom, go wash it, and it's done. Or if you're mixing something, you put the bowl under, run the mixer, put the blades in, blah, blah, blah. It makes, again, cooking, or if you use a blender a lot, it makes it really easy to use, and it's just a super fun thing. So it's like, let's say you were to have a bunch of people over and you had like a cake or something, you could literally put the cake on the stand, have it in the cabinet, and then pop it out. I would love to see somebody do this for like a surprise party or something, and like pop out a cake out of the cabinet, because it would be sitting on a stand and the stand would pull out, and then there'd be a cake on the side of the island, just like that. Like you could have it already ready. And so a mixing stand is a great little fun feature. Now, the disclaimer here is I would not recommend this if you only have, say, like 10 base cabinets, and the base cabinets are the lower cabinets that the countertop goes on top of. If you don't have that many, if you have maybe like 10, I wouldn't do a mixing stand, because it does make you sacrifice like you have to put it into a base cabinet and nothing else can go in that cabinet. So that's the thing to consider, is you do want to make sure you have space for it. But if you have the space, if you have a larger kitchen and you want to do a mixing stand, it's an amazing feature to add to your kitchen. Makes it more fun, makes it more functional if it fits your lifestyle, and it's just a nice little thing to add. All right, number 3 is something that I just got turned on to recently. I'd say within probably like the last year and a half. I always knew that they existed, but I've actually seen them go in. I've been involved in the install in some of them, like not actually doing it myself, but seeing someone actually do it and how it works. And I really am loving this product for a lot of our clients, and it's drawer inserts. So what that means is, in somewhere where there was already going to be a drawer in the cabinet, right? So like a drawer face that you pull out with a handle or a knob or something. You actually take the cabinet face off and you put it on a different piece of wood that either has dividers in it for silverware, or I've seen some that have a double slide where the top slides for the silverware and you can have more silverware underneath it. I've also seen it where the whole big deep drawer, like where you put your pots and pans, you can then divide that into 2 drawers. You can have a thin top drawer for utensils and then still have a deep drawer underneath it that slides out separately, and you have 2 drawers in one. There's some amazing things you can do with this. You can also do things like doing a spice holder in your cabinet that actually has labels on it. I mean, there's just an endless amount of things that you can do with drawer inserts, but this is a relatively low cost way to improve the organization ability of your cabinets in your kitchen with, like I said, not actually increasing the cost that much. I mean, maybe you pay $150 or $200 for the drawer insert. You pay somebody to swap the drawer, and then it's done. You know, maybe some like really fancy ones are $300, $400, $500, but it's a relatively inexpensive way to add more storage and make it more functional. Because if you have a drawer that's this deep, but it's only full of stuff that's to half the height, you've now lost half of the use of that drawer space. You know, and in the kitchen, it's maximizing the amount of cubic footage, like the amount of literal space you're using to put stuff in. So that's why I love drawer inserts. That's why I think they're a great feature. That's why they're number 3 on my list for things to add to your kitchen during a renovation. All right, number 2 is something that you've probably heard a lot about, and I just want to harp on it because the difference it makes in a kitchen is almost indescribable. You have to see it really to understand it, but it's under cabinet lighting. That is my number 2 thing. There's only one thing better than this, and you'll see what it is. But that's my number 2 thing to add to a kitchen during a renovation, is you have to do under cabinet lighting, in my opinion. If you're gonna spend the money to do a kitchen renovation, put the lights under the cabinets. It makes the backsplash, the countertop, it just sets off the whole kitchen. You can literally walk into a kitchen where the lights are off, but only the under cabinet lights are on. It's still enough to see. You can leave them on at night if you want to. Usually they're LEDs, so they last basically forever, longer than you or I are gonna even be alive. And you can turn them on and actually use the kitchen functionally. You can be, you know, doing little stuff in the morning if you don't want to disturb people. It's a nice soft light. And the look of when all the lights are on and the under cabinet lights are on is it's actually a lot easier to use the kitchen because it's lit up so much more brightly than if you didn't have the under cabinet lighting. Because think about this, the upper cabinets, they're on the wall, right? Maybe you have can lights up in the ceiling. They're now casting a shadow on the countertop and on the backsplash. So the under cabinet lighting, boom, eliminates that shadow. It makes the kitchen look significantly larger, and it just adds an aesthetic to the kitchen that you just can't get from anything else. There's really no comparison to it. Now, a lot of people might think that I'm referring to like little pucks that go underneath. Those are okay. I don't hate those. But what I prefer personally is I prefer LED strips that are long that you actually can run under each of the upper cabinets to make a nice continuous lighting throughout the whole countertop area. And so, you know, obviously we can or have thrown a picture on there to show you. But the other thing that I wanted to highlight is in upper cabinets, you can also do lighting in the cabinets if you have glass doors, and this makes a big difference as well. If you have a glass door cabinet, putting a light up in the top of it can also brighten the kitchen up. It can actually highlight things like if you have tall ceilings, for example, and you do, let's say, 36-inch uppers, and you do another upper on top of that that has glass doors, you can put a light in each of those cabinets, and then you can actually put decorations or little pieces of art in those cabinets and turn on the lights, and now that's an extra decorative piece to your kitchen. So if you're really looking to, you know, deck out your house or really make something, if you're in your forever home and you've got some extra money to throw around and you want to really make it a wow kitchen and like have people come over and be like, damn dude, this is freaking sweet. If you want people to come over and say your kitchen's ridiculous, do the upper cabinets with the glass doors and put a puck light in each of, that's where I prefer to use those little circular lights, is in each of those. It acts kind of as pin lighting to highlight certain items in the kitchen. So that's under cabinet lighting, or I guess you could just say cabinet lighting in general. The number one thing to add to your kitchen during a renovation, by far, and this is something that I just really got turned on to in like the last 6 months, is what's called a hidden pantry. What this means is you actually have a built-in closet that is behind your cabinets or behind somewhere where you can't get to it in any other way. And the only access is actually through a big cabinet panel that you put a handle on and you pull. It looks like it would be cabinets, but instead of opening it up and it being a cabinet, there's actually a whole room behind it. It's a hidden pantry and the entry is covered by cabinetry. By far, I mean, if you have extra space in your kitchen, or actually this wouldn't really so much be in your kitchen, it would be in your house, I guess, but in the kitchen area attached to it, and you want to be able to get to it and have a lot of storage space. I actually have someone who's doing a secondary kitchen, like a food prep kitchen, behind a hidden pantry in their main kitchen that you walk through to get into the food prep area. So it's a great way to disguise a storage area or to pretty it up or to make it look nice. I also have another client who's doing the same thing, doing the hidden pantry style type thing, and there they just have their dry goods and they actually have a deep freeze, like a big, you know, one of those big freezers that sits on the ground where they store, you know, the meat and stuff like that, like things they're keeping for a long time, frozen vegetables, whatnot. So the hidden pantry allows you to add way more storage space than anything else in your kitchen. Like I'm talking a big ass closet, but it's hidden behind a big pantry door and it looks amazing. It's called a hidden pantry. So that is by far the number one thing to add to your kitchen during a renovation. You do have to have the space for it, and then obviously you have to have like the desire to have extra storage space. But if you fit those two things, you've got a little extra space, like maybe a closet that's not fully utilized or a room with some dead space, and you or we can grab that to make a hidden pantry with an entryway that's hidden behind cabinets, would love to do that for you. That's an amazing feature to add. For us at Home Love Construction, we serve the Tampa Bay area doing custom renovations that include features like what I talked to you here about today. So if you have a renovation that's in the Tampa Bay area, I would love to be your contractor, really. I mean, like I can go through give you a quote, whatever. At the bottom line, I'd love to help you with your project. Like that's what we're here to do, is to help people with their projects. And that's our purpose, you know. There's a lot of weird stuff that goes on in the construction industry. We try to cut straight through that and help people get what they want done. So that's our mission. If you're in the Tampa Bay area, be sure you reach out to us for your renovation. Now that said, we also do offer kitchen design. So in addition to using us to renovate your kitchen, we actually have a design department and partners in design who we actually use to generate plans and do all that kind of stuff, even all the way to architectural plans, all the way up and down the board, soup to nuts. We have interior designers who do selections, all of that. We handle all of it. So if you need a kitchen designed, whether you're in the Tampa Bay area or not, we can also handle that for you. And we love doing kitchen designs. It involves a 3D scan of your room, and the end product is actually a photorealistic 3D rendering of what your kitchen is going to look like when it's done. How crazy would that be? To actually get to see your kitchen in 3D, like when I say photorealistic, it's like the picture that's behind me. It's that sharp and perfect in that you can actually see exactly what your kitchen's gonna look like as if you were standing there. So that said, if that's something that you're interested in, or if it's something that you need to have a kitchen design, please reach out to us. Our website is homelove.construction, and you can go to homelove.construction/design to check those out. If you're looking for a quote, go to our homepage, click the Get a Quote link, and we'll explain the process for getting a quote. If you live in the Tampa Bay area, that's super fun. Look forward to hearing from you very soon. Thank you for watching the video. If you have not already, please, 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 please subscribe to the YouTube. Our YouTube is Home Love Construction there as well. It does help me a lot, as many subscribers as we can get, because it helps me to reach more people, helps fuel my business with new customers, and helps me make more content out and about on job sites like this, recommendations. It lets me share what I'm learning with the world and with you, most importantly, because I want to help you with your project. So please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. See you in the next vid. Peace.